What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a good old look at the starter deck. To be specific, we need to talk about the Gallantmon starter deck. You see, the full set list has now gone and been revealed. It's been translated by Ensign Gaming and the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev. So now I think it's time we sit down and have a look at the entire deck, because you know what? Seems a little bit rude if we don't, quite frankly, doesn't it? So let's go and have a little bit of a gander. And the good news is, of course, we did see the full list for this the other day, so it means that we can actually know all of the counts and everything. So we've got 4 copies of Digimon. It is a new Digitarma. Once during your turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you gain 2,000 power for the turn. Yes, you have to delete your opponent's Digimon in order to activate this skill, but we've got piercing and all later on, as we are going to see, and you should be deleting them at some point on your turn anyway. Remember, it doesn't work when you delete security Digimon, that's a separate thing, and frankly, an extra 2,000 power is good for a Digitarma. There is a new Agumon. When this Digimon attacks a player, you gain 2,000 power for the turn. So this is helping you out against security Digimon, which is awesome. It doesn't give you the extra power as an inheritable skill if you are attacking a suspended Digimon. It is only against the player. But if you've got a Digimon and you are worried about being deleted by security, okay, fine, it's not quite jamming, but it certainly does help. We've got a new Guilmon here, and this actually has an inheritable and a non-inheritable skill. On your turn, while your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, you may Digivolve from this into a Gallantmon for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. Well, Gallantmon should be costing 11 cost to play normally, or a 3 cost to Digivolve from a level 5, so 4 cost to Digivolve from a level 3 is brilliant. You can literally just go 0 cost to evolve into Guilmon, and then 3 cost to evolve into Gallantmon. Although do remember, you would have to evolve and then bring it out, because your skill to evolve more cheaply isn't going to work in the raising area. Having said that, it's still awesome, and you can even just hardcast this for a 3 cost, pay 4 to Digivolve into Gallantmon, and then you are off and rolling. I like this. Oh yeah, and it's got an inheritable skill whereby when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you draw a card. This seems like a very strong card. Unfortunately, you only get 2 copies of it in the deck. I've decided I'm only going to bother mentioning when you get fewer than 2 copies. So Guilmon, I really like this one, and bearing in mind it's not just this Gallantmon, it's any Gallantmon it works with, and the Gallantmon from Booster 1.0 has seen a bunch of play, because it's really good. So please do bear in mind that this will work for the Gallantmon from BT2, and this Gallantmon, and any future Gallantmon that comes around. You have been warned. Bit sad that you only get 2 copies, but there we go. Biyomon has got blocker. It is a 4 cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, but it's a level 3 blocker. Sure, 4 to play normally is expensive, don't play it normally, Digivolve into it, but the fact of the matter is, you've got a level 3 blocker, that is awesome. You can't attack a player, can attack a resting Digimon for what it's worth, but again, you're a level 3 blocker, that is awesome. We like this a lot. Growlmon, you can see from the little holo and the fact that it's a rare, is unfortunately going to be a 2 of here as well. On your turn, once during your turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you gain 1 memory. So Growlmon gains you a memory, Guilmon gets you a card, Digimon gives you an extra 2,000 power. If you're playing the starter deck, or you're playing this line in a different deck, you are really going into attacking your opponent's Digimon, which of course means you really want to be working on piercing, so you can attack their Digimon, and then you get to activate and actually attack their security as well. That seems like a pretty good thing. Only 2 copies of this one, you have been warned. There is WarGrowlmon coming in. Now this is a security card, so if it comes out as a security Digimon, you get to play it without paying its memory cost. And when you play it, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 power or less. I have said on this channel many times, I am not a fan of the ordinary everyday security Digimon, because they're basically poor statted Digimon that end up in a security once every 10 games. It's not worth it. That's each copy you play. So obviously, if you play 4 copies, it will be more than 1 in 10. Each one will be 1 in 10 games. But the point is, this is not just that. This is so much more, and I am into it. We are getting WarGrowlmon here. Now, WarGrowlmon, when you play it, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 power or less. So clearly we've got a very similar thing going on here to GeoGreymon. GeoGreymon gets the 4,000 power or less. WarGrowlmon gets the 5,000 power or less. That sounds pretty good to me. Obviously, I'm only focusing on the stats here where the stats are relevant, and so far that hasn't really been any of them. They've all been pretty standard. Now, we are getting WarGrowlmon here, and WarGrowlmon does actually come as a 4-of, despite being a rare and looking all foily, which is kind of cool. What we've got here is when you attack, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less, and you'll notice that is 3 Digimon in a row that can get automatic deletion. That sounds like fun. And an inheritable skill that says on your turn, once during your turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Plus Growlmon will gain you a memory, Guilmon will draw you a card, and Digimon will give you an extra 2,000 power. Like I've said, if you go all the way up through this line, you will see you delete 1 Digimon, and all of a sudden you activate pretty much every possible skill, and that is awesome. Now, the headliner for the deck is Gallantmon. Gallantmon is your level 6, standard stats, but a very cool level 6. You've got security attack +1, which is nice. Bearing in mind, if you delete a Digimon while it's Digivolved from WarGrowlmon, that'll go up to security attack +2, which is already building up very quickly. And when you are attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 power or less. Another automatic deletion skill like we've seen from so many of these. However, it's an attacking skill, so it's every turn, which is cool. Oh, but if it doesn't delete a Digimon, you gain an extra 3,000 power. If there is a Digimon to delete, you do have to delete them. But you could pretty easily end up with a 14,000 power Digimon with security attack +2. Tell me that doesn't sound like fun. Obviously, this is coming as a 2-of. You probably should have guessed that. But we do have another level 6 here. It is ShineGreymon, and this one does come as a 4-of. You've again got security attack +1, and again, this combos very nicely with WarGrowlmon. But you've also got piercing here, so when you take out a resting Digimon, you attack the stack as well. And we have seen in this deck there are so many skills which are just absolutely dependent on just attacking and taking out a Digimon, that having this Digimon with piercing so you can activate those skills and then still attack the stack, clearly a very good thing. I mean, if you add this all up, you attack a resting Digimon, you delete them, you gain 2,000 power, draw a card, gain a memory, gain security attack +1, so you've now got security attack +2, you've taken out a Digimon, oh yeah, and now you're attacking the stack with security attack +2. This is pretty combo-y and pretty awesome. Now, we do have a couple of new option cards in here as well. Lightning Joust only comes as a 2-of here. It is a 1-cost card that gives one of your Digimon 2,000 power extra for the turn. And if you have got equal to or fewer security cards than your opponent, you get security attack +1. Now, it's a 1-cost card that can take out an extra security. I mean, if you've got a really good Digimon that you feel very confident is going to, well, firstly, not be blocked when you're attacking a security, and secondly, have enough power to survive a security attack or have jamming so you're guaranteed. This is basically a 1-cost card that gives you an extra 2,000 power, which of course makes it more likely you will survive against a security and takes out an extra security card. That is nuts. Now, it doesn't work if you're winning. You've got to have equal to or fewer security cards, but oh my goodness, this sounds fun, ladies and gentlemen. This sounds fun. I like this card, which is probably why it's a 2 of. We've then got 4 copies of Atomic Blaster, which is a 5-cost card, and it allows you to delete any number of your opponent's Digimon with a total power of 8,000 or less. So essentially, you can take out 1 8,000, or 2 4,000, or 2 3 and a 2, or whatever. For a 5-cost, I don't know how much I love this. Although there's going to be some matchups where it's great. This activates its effect when it comes out as a security. Lightning Joust goes into your hand, but you want it in your hand to play it at the right time. Now, remember there are a couple of reprints in here as well. There is a playset of the Monodramon from BT1. 2 costs to play normally, good level 3, sees a whole bunch of play. The Growlmon, we've got 2 copies of the alternate art of that. That is the one that is cheap to play and cheap to evolve. And then we've got a playset of Gaia Force, which deletes any Digimon and is one of the best option cards in the game, is a staple in most red decks. We desperately wanted a reprint, and whereas it was only a 2 of in Starter Deck 1, it is a 4 of in Starter Deck 7. And do remember, like I've said, these are alternate art cards, so you can still sit on your Starter Deck 1 cards and go, wow, they're not exactly the same, they're a little bit different. Life is good. I like this Starter Deck. This Starter Deck seems fun. Yes, you will unfortunately need to get 2 copies of it when it comes out, because you do have those cards. Guilmon is a 2 of, Growlmon is a 2 of, Groundramon is a 2 of, but remember that's alternate art. Gallantmon is a 2 of, and Lightning Joust is a 2 of. You have been warned. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is all of the cards from Starter Deck 7, that new Gallantmon Starter Deck. And now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how excited you are about it. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching WASI Plays.